Hey guys, welcome back. So far we've made it to level 4 without long resting, and this episode it's time to confront Kagha. After that, it'll be time to start facing the bosses in Act 1, because we want to clear as much content in the game as we can without ever taking a long rest. But first things first, I want to finish what we were doing last episode and pick up another magical item from the basement of this building.
Speak your name. My master stands tall and proud. You are not Ilintoth.
Is that a short joke?
If you are his ally, step forward and declare it.
Alright, it's time for our +8 bonus to intimidation.
There is a pause as those glass eyes take you in. Then,
A well-guarded laboratory. What are they hiding down here?
Alright, well, in here there's some lore, some alchemy ingredients, and some scrolls, but there's one item I'm most interested in. There we go, the Bracers of Defense. These will give a nice bonus to our unarmored characters.
Watch yourself. I
Hot
spy a
foot.
trap.
Place is trapped.
Hot foot, hot foot! Sometimes I love Karlach's callouts. But anyway, I don't have a lot of use for the Necromancy of Thay right now, so I'm just going to leave it there. So for now, let's go ahead and loot the rest of this room, get the rest of these alchemy ingredients and poisons, and then let's pick the right party members for our confrontation with Kagha. Oh, I'm glad I actually went back to camp in that building, because this is one of the camps that actually has a bunch of lootable supplies in it. There's a bunch of alcohol that would usually be camp supplies, but in this case we can just sell it for money. And there's also some other stuff, like lockpicks. Alright, now that that's done, let's gather our party and go confront Kagha. And it turns out that druids actually get a bonus in convincing Kagha, so we're going to bring Gale with us and let him do the talking. And you also get another bonus in this conversation if you go around the room and read all these little plaques. So we're going to go around and pick up all the lore about the Druid's Grove.
forest rose with claw and tooth to tear the darkness from its roots. Druidic orders often fight dark forces, but you do not recognize the events depicted here. The mural depicts a purge, a sacred cleansing of the land on a scale you've never seen before.
As you wish.
By claw and tooth from root to thorn, the old oak's grove to wildlings sworn. You recognize the druids as elders of a circle. This place is a divine sanctuary. In darkest hour, a concord made, twixt harp and wild against the shade. Harp and wild. You recall stories of an alliance between druids and the harpers, but the details are vague. The towers seized, the battle done. The moonrise broke the darkest one. You recognize the mark of the dark goddess Shar on the broken helmet. This army marched in her name. Moonrise must be a reference to Shar's divine sister, Selûne.
Yes, of course.
Go on. Say it. You think I'm a monster?
Monster? Too kind. A demon, more like.
What?
It was the rats! The rats were the Shadow Druids the whole time! Hold on, we gotta pause for the long, dramatic stare.
That damn nose of yours has gone poking in our business.
Mistress Ollerton, I can explain.
Shh. No need. It couldn't be helped.
Kagha! What is the meaning of this?
You think yourself quite the spy, don't you? Go on, tell him.
Yeah, Raph, read these notes we've been finding for like 3 episodes now.
What in the cloakwood? Kagha, have you lost your mind?
Halsin is weak, Wrath. But in the shadows, we are strong. We are safe. There is no other way.
You and Halsin welcome untouchables to your midst. You defile the grove for the sake of harmony.
Ollerton speaks truth. Who among you disagrees? Who would see this grove in ruin?
The choice is made. Kagha, burn the tainted away. Start with the snitch.
As you say, Ollerton.
Hold up, I'ma pull the Sylvanas card on him.
No. You twist the teachings. In harmony, we perish. In shadow, we are pure.
Kagha's voice breaks and her lips tremble. She heard reason in your words.
Guess what? I read the plaques too!
Kagha eyes you intently as you speak the text etched into the frescoes. By claw and tooth, from root to thorn, the old oak's grove to wildlings sworn. The forest rose with claw and tooth to tear the darkness from its roots. In darkest hour a concord made, twixt harp and wild against the shade. The towers seized, the battle done, the moonrise broke the darkest one.
When the darkest hour fell, it was us that brought light. Sylvanas demands we illuminate shadow, not hide within it. How was I so blind?
Careful, Kagha. The shadows don't forgive.
I belong to the shadows no longer. You've no power over me.
You would question my power. Mother Earth, hear me. Grant me your wrath.
Cool, that all went well, so we have Kagha on our side instead of against us in this battle. So now all we have to do is defeat the 3 Shadow Druids, which should be pretty easy with this amount of allies.
You're a vile blister. I shall prick thee.
Gale's still out of wild shape charges, but he can still go to town with his Shillelagh staff.
One by one.
Yeah, excuse me, did you just jump through the moonbeam? guys can just burn as many spell slots in one turn as they want. They don't have to worry about not long resting to get their spells back.
Easy house.
Nemesis.
And he's out of the hold person, and he's right back into the hold person. Alright, that was a nice clean fight. That's gonna save the tieflings for now.
Wrath thought me a danger. Seems I've proven him right. I endangered a child. I betrayed the Sekul's trust. We will stop the right and I will stand trial. My fate lies with Sylvanas. May he have mercy. We will grant them safe harbor until they depart. Meanwhile, help us contend with the goblins. Perhaps we can dissuade them from attacking. It began with a letter. There was no messenger, it simply appeared. Olladin came soon after. An army was coming, she said. Goblins, drow, and more still. Legions upon legions. The Druids of Cloakwood knew the dangers this would bring. They ordained that all circles cast the right to shelter from the storm. Olladin taught me to harness the Tree Father's power to wall us in. In return, well, you know the rest. I would turn the grove over to them. I won't forget the wounds I've inflicted. I pray Halcyon returns to heal them in full.
You will
Shouldn't
face
have wished to live in
Sylvanas'
more interesting
justice.
times.
If it's an argument you seek, you won't find it here, whatever the True Father's judgment. I will... I see it on your face. You hate me. And I don't blame you.
Have to
I do
keep
not
going.
hate you. I am ashamed at how far I let your machinations spread.
Before we leave here, I kind of want to go talk to some of the other druids and see what they think about us converting Kagha and stopping the ritual.
Kagha was right. We must put ourselves first. You had no right to intervene. You're not one of us.
But its execution is grander somehow. Great flowering in the making.
But nothing to worry about, right?
I'm also not really sure what that little banter from Gale meant, and it's really interesting that my character responded to it, because usually the player character doesn't respond to that kind of in-game banter. Anyway, let's keep moving and go tell Zevlor the good news.
I'm told the druids have stopped their damn chanting. What happened? Truly, Ilmater's ashes. I never thought she would actually see reason. Thank you. We still have the goblins to contend with, but you've given us time to prepare. I need to ensure my people make the most of it. But here, left over from my soldiering days, it's sparse thanks for what you've done for us. And I'm afraid I have more yet to ask. You've bought us some time here, but the goblins are still massing out there. We'd need an army of our own to escort us safely to Baldur's Gate. And while I don't doubt your abilities, you're no army. There may be a way, though. Goblins are ill-disciplined. It's unlike them to organize so cleverly. Somebody must be leading them, bringing discipline to their ranks. Take out that leadership, and they'll scatter. The Blade of Frontiers has done what he can to help us prepare for the journey, and we are grateful. But it'll be a short journey if the goblins still own the roads.
By the Triad, there is only one correct answer. Refuse him, and we sentence these people to die.
Everyone in this camp depends on it. Thank you. We'll be ready to leave as soon as you give word.
Alright, now that we've taken care of Khaga and the ritual, it's just about time to go deal with all the bosses on the surface wilderness of Act 1. But first, there are a few more merchants that I want to hit up before we fight those bosses. And the first one is in the goblin camp, so that's where we'll head now. So let's just top up on some health first, and then we can head out to the goblin camp.
Midges. Shouldn't nature be beautiful and serene? It looks so nice in the upper city parts.
Upper city, huh? Swish. Never spent much time there myself.
I'll happily take you, if we survive this bug's banquet.
Sounds good. I've always been curious what a patriarch looks like.
Shouldn't mind my snap. Huh, haven't seen a thing in years. Wish I had that all day.
As much love as I hold for Baldur's Gate, these frontiers delight me as much as any bustling street.
You can't be serious. This is a howling wasteland. I haven't even had a bath since the abduction. I must reek of illithid slime.
Sure, but think of the stories you'll be able to tell.
I'm gonna be honest, Astarion's being a little bit of a crybaby right now.
Goblins ahead.
A war drum. One of those can summon fighters far and wide.
Look it, Claw. Sapper's here. Unless you got another reason to be here. Fexite.
The mark glows, but you feel nothing in response. Your illithid power is beyond reach until you rest.
It's intimidation time again, baby!
Down, Claw! Back up! She's a little overexcited. Been a busy day. Lads are celebrating. We're celebrating a raid. No better time in camp than this. Get yourself a bit of fun before it dries up. Rip the guts out of Joaquin's rest, we did. Inns are good for gutting. Lads even captured some Duke. Worth celebrating, that is. Who? If he ain't one of us, and if he's here, he's down in the pits.
If this is the state of their camp, how bad must the pits be?
Nice, we grabbed an easy 140 XP by talking our way through that one. Alright, so I do a little bit of looking around back here, but I don't really find anything too interesting until I step just a little bit too close to this bridge.
Hear my voice. command.
The voice is irresistible. You recognize the overwhelming authority that you've used on others, only infinitely stronger. Your vision clouds, leaving you in a dark, featureless shadowscape. Nothingness in every direction. Then there are 3 figures before you. An armored male elf exuding power and command. A handsome younger man with a quick, easy smile. And a pale young woman with even paler eyes.
These are my chosen. They speak for me. Aid their search for the weapon, and you will be worthy to stand beside them in my presence.
The visions fade and the voice falters as a strange energy swells around you. The many-sided artifact. Somehow you understand it's repelling the presence.
My power grows. My forces gather. The reckoning draws near.
That thing's shielding us. Incredible.
No answer presents itself. The artifact is dormant. The voice and visions are gone.
Interesting. Before that, I don't think we even had any cutscenes about the prism. Sometimes not long resting can even do weird things to the storyline.
Sounds like they've captured themselves a bard.
Here follow, I cry far and wide for great glory. Draw Reichsland's best makers of blades in the quarry.
As a level 4 bard, I'm qualified to say Volo is a terrible bard. I gotta put a stop to this.
You look like you got something jingling in your pocket. Looking to spend it?
Alright, let's go ahead and grab the health potions from this guy. And then just some assorted gear. We'll grab a bow that does +1, and then some boots that increase our jump distance, and some boots that increase our healing. And then our player character just stands and fires a bow a lot of turns, so these gloves that make your range attacks deal +2 damage are nice. And with that, I think we're going to be done with this episode. Next episode, I want to dip my head into just the corner of the Underdark to get access to 2 more traders. And then it'll be time to fight the gnolls and all the other bosses. So what do you think of the series so far? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've made it to the end of episode 11 of this series, also maybe think about subscribing. Either way, see ya!